Hey, Raiders fans, we have some breaking updates today that could shake up the NFL landscape and, more importantly, affect the Las Vegas Raiders in a big way. Let's start with some news coming out of Miami. The Dolphins have decided to part ways with head coach Mike McDaniel after careful consideration by their owner, Stephen Ross. Ross met with McDaniel to review the season, and after reflecting on the discussion, he decided it was time to move on. This move wasn't entirely surprising, as there had been speculation that Miami might be looking for a change at the helm, potentially eyeing someone like John Harbaugh. With McDaniel now out of the picture, it seems increasingly likely that Harbaugh could be the Dolphins' next head coach, especially considering the long-standing personal ties between the Harbaugh family and Stephen Ross, which go back years to Michigan connections. So what does this mean for the Raiders? One of the immediate questions fans have been asking is whether Las Vegas should pursue Mike McDaniel as a candidate, whether as a head coach or an offensive coordinator. McDaniel spent 4 seasons in Miami from 2022 to 2025, and during that time, he built a reputation for developing dynamic offensive schemes. He comes from the Kyle Shanahan coaching tree, a pedigree that has consistently produced coaches who excel at balancing the run and pass game while maximizing talent at all skill positions. Before his time in Miami, McDaniel honed his craft in several NFL organizations, including the 49ers, Texans, Washington, Atlanta, and Cleveland, primarily under the guidance of Shanahan. This diverse experience has given him a deep understanding of offensive football at all levels. From a Raiders perspective, McDaniel's track record makes him a particularly intriguing candidate for the offensive coordinator position. His first 2 seasons in Miami demonstrated his ability to produce one of the league's most prolific offenses, despite challenges like injuries to key players, including Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill. In his first year, the Dolphins ranked 11th in points and 6th in total yards. And in his second year, they jumped to 2nd in points and 1st in yards, showcasing his capability to adapt and optimize talent. McDaniel has proven he can build a balanced offense that thrives in both the running and passing game. For a young quarterback like Fernando Mendoza, having an offensive coordinator who emphasizes the run while still implementing an explosive passing scheme could be a perfect fit for his development. Another key aspect of McDaniel's coaching philosophy is his work with running backs. His resume includes developing standout running backs at multiple stops in the league, extracting the most out of their abilities and integrating them into dynamic offensive systems. In Miami, he turned players like Devin Achane and Raheem Mostert into highly productive contributors, often surpassing expectations given the challenges with the offensive line. Drafting a young talent like Ashton Gentry in the first round last season further emphasizes why McDaniel would be an ideal fit. His experience in maximizing running back efficiency aligns perfectly with the Raiders' vision of a run-first offense that complements Mendoza's skill set. It's also important to recognize the value of continuity and mentorship in McDaniel's career. Having spent nearly a decade under Shanahan across various teams, McDaniel absorbed offensive philosophies and player development strategies that consistently translate to success. This long-term exposure to high-level offensive coaching not only refined his own skills, but also positioned him as a coach capable of implementing systems that develop young talent while maintaining elite production. This is precisely the type of coaching background that could give the Raiders the offensive spark they desperately need, considering last season's struggles under Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll's influence. The NFL is a network-driven league, and McDaniel's connections make him even more valuable. He has established strong professional relationships with coaches like Dan Quinn and executives like Adam Peters, providing multiple pathways for collaboration and success within any organization. This network allows him to leverage insights from some of the league's most successful programs and adapt them to the needs of the Raiders roster. In terms of pairing him with a head coach, there are several logical options, and it seems likely that the Raiders would want a defensive-minded head coach to complement McDaniel's offensive expertise. Potential candidates who align with his philosophy and background include Robert Saleh, Jesse Minter, or even Josh McDaniel-style defensive coordinators who could maximize both sides of the ball. McDaniel's offensive identity centers around adaptability. He can build systems that prioritize the run but also deliver a high-powered passing attack, a combination that aligns perfectly with the Raiders' roster construction. With a young quarterback, a talented running back, and emerging tight ends, his approach could maximize production across the board. Players like Michael Mayer, who has excelled in creating third-down conversions, would thrive under a coach capable of designing schemes that elevate their impact. This balance between run and pass creates a multi-dimensional offense that is difficult for opponents to defend, which is exactly what the Raiders need as they look to improve after a disappointing offensive season. While McDaniel has head coaching experience, his skill set might be best utilized as an offensive coordinator, at least initially for the Raiders. He is highly sought after across the league, with teams like the Detroit Lions reportedly expressing interest in bringing him on as their offensive coordinator. However, the Raiders have the financial flexibility and organizational vision to potentially offer a competitive package that could entice him to join their staff. His hiring would not only upgrade the Raiders' offensive strategy, but also serve as a foundation for developing young talent and building a cohesive, innovative attack that can compete in the AFC. In Miami, McDaniel's ability to navigate challenges, including quarterback injuries and personnel limitations, showcased his problem-solving skills and offensive ingenuity. Even with less-than-ideal conditions, he produced top 10 finishes in multiple offensive categories. His offensive philosophy emphasizes versatility, situational awareness, and maximizing player strengths, all of which are critical for a team in transition like the Raiders. By bringing him in, the organization could finally stabilize an offense that has struggled to find rhythm and consistency, giving them a chance to compete at a higher level in the upcoming seasons. One of the most compelling reasons to consider McDaniel is his success with quarterbacks. While Tua Tagovailoa faced challenges due to injuries, his first 2 healthy seasons under McDaniel were among the best of his career. This demonstrates that McDaniel's system can elevate a quarterback's performance when the right pieces are in place. For a young signal caller like Fernando Mendoza, having a coach with this track record is invaluable. McDaniel's approach emphasizes developing fundamentals, understanding defenses, and executing complex schemes without overwhelming players, which could accelerate Mendoza's growth and confidence as a starter. McDaniel's philosophy also emphasizes situational football. In Miami, even with key injuries, he was able to adjust game plans on the fly, often turning what seemed like limited talent into a high-scoring, competitive offense. He knows when to push the tempo, when to control the clock, and when to mix run and pass to keep defenses off balance. For a team like the Raiders, who have a young quarterback and a strong running back, this adaptability is essential. It allows players to stay confident and engaged while giving them the tools to succeed no matter the circumstances. In many ways, McDaniel doesn't just design plays. He designs the environment for success, which is a rare trait in an offensive coordinator. Let's also talk about his track record with running backs, because this is where McDaniel truly shines. He has consistently taken running backs and turned them into the focal points of dynamic offenses. In Miami, he worked wonders with Devin Achane and Raheem Mostert, enabling them to produce career-high numbers despite challenges on the offensive line. For the Raiders, having McDaniel oversee Ashton Gentry's development could elevate the running game to elite levels. Gentry already showed flashes of brilliance, but under a coach like McDaniel, he could become the centerpiece of a multi-dimensional offense. A run-first approach doesn't mean neglecting the pass. It means controlling the game while still keeping defenses honest. McDaniel's connection to the Shanahan coaching tree is another reason why he is such a compelling candidate. The Shanahan tree has produced some of the league's most innovative and balanced offensive minds. Coaches who have spent significant time under Shanahan tend to emphasize not only technical skill, but also intelligent game management, quarterback development, and versatility across all positions. McDaniel spent nearly a decade learning from Shanahan and has applied those lessons successfully at multiple stops from San Francisco to Miami. This experience provides a level of offensive sophistication that few coordinators can match, making him an immediate upgrade for any team looking to revitalize its attack. Of course, pairing McDaniel with the right head coach is critical. While he could take on a head coaching role himself, his skills might have a more immediate impact as an offensive coordinator, especially with a defensive-minded head coach overseeing the team. Potential pairings could include Robert Saleh, Jesse Minter, or even Brian Flores, all of whom bring strong defensive philosophies while leaving McDaniel the freedom to design and execute the offense. Saleh and McDaniel, in particular, share a long history, having started their NFL careers together in Houston and later collaborating in San Francisco. This familiarity could foster seamless communication and a shared vision, which is invaluable when building a competitive team. The Raiders' offense also needs a coach who can maximize tight end usage, and McDaniel has shown he can do exactly that. Players like Michael Mayer, who excel at third-down situations and extending drives, would thrive under McDaniel's system. His schemes put players in positions to succeed, whether through creative route combinations, strategic play action, or well-designed run-pass options. For a team that has struggled to find rhythm, having a coach who can unlock the potential of every skill position is a game-changer. Another point worth emphasizing is McDaniel's ability to succeed despite limitations. In Miami, he frequently dealt with injuries to star players and a less-than-ideal offensive line. Yet he still managed to produce top-tier offensive stats, which speaks to his ingenuity and ability to adapt. He knows how to make the most of what he has and how to develop players in ways that maximize their strengths. This mindset is exactly what the Raiders need, considering the team is entering a new era with younger talent and a need to establish identity and efficiency. It's also clear that McDaniel understands the importance of player development. His quarterbacks, running backs, and tight ends have consistently improved under his guidance. In Miami, Tua Tagovailoa's first 2 healthy seasons were among his best, illustrating how a quarterback can flourish when paired with the right system and coach. For Fernando Mendoza, having McDaniel as a mentor could be transformational. McDaniel emphasizes fundamentals, situational awareness, and decision-making, all while giving young quarterbacks the confidence to take risks and execute plays at a high level. This balance of structure and freedom is rare and highly valuable in an offensive leader. Financially, the Raiders have the flexibility to make a strong case for McDaniel. While other teams, like the Detroit Lions, reportedly expressed interest in him for their offensive coordinator positions, the Raiders could offer a competitive package that reflects his value and experience. Beyond salary, the opportunity to lead the offense of a historic franchise with a fresh, talented roster could be a major selling point. The organization has the chance to combine McDaniel's offensive expertise with a strong defensive head coach, potentially creating a well-rounded leadership team capable of elevating the Raiders in the AFC. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a move that has sent ripples through the NFL rumor mill, the Las Vegas Raiders are reportedly set to add a major piece to their defensive puzzle, Quinnen Williams. Known for his explosive presence on the interior line, Williams has been a disruptive force since entering the league, and speculation is mounting that his arrival could instantly alter the dynamics of the Raiders' defensive front. Sources close to the team suggest that this potential acquisition isn't just a depth signing. It's a statement, a signal that the Raiders are aiming to dominate up front and make life miserable for opposing quarterbacks. Williams' skill set is tailor-made for a team looking to transform its defensive identity. Quick off the snap with the ability to collapse the pocket and stop the run, he brings a rare combination of strength and agility that could elevate the Raiders' front four to a level that has been elusive in recent seasons. Analysts are already speculating on how his presence could open opportunities for linebackers and edge rushers, creating mismatches that could redefine the team's defensive schemes. Of course, questions remain. How will Williams adapt to a new system? Will he fit seamlessly alongside the current roster, or will adjustments be needed to maximize his impact? The Raiders' coaching staff reportedly believes the payoff could be immediate, but in sports, chemistry can be as unpredictable as talent. Still, fans are buzzing with anticipation. The mere rumor of Quinnen Williams joining Las Vegas has ignited discussions across social media and sports shows alike, as supporters imagine the kind of disruptive force he could unleash against even the league's most formidable offenses. While no deal has been officially confirmed, insiders hint that negotiations are progressing and that both parties see the potential for a mutually beneficial arrangement. If it comes to fruition, the Raiders' defensive line could suddenly become one of the league's most feared units, capable of changing the trajectory of games with a single snap. As whispers continue to circulate, one thing is certain. The prospect of Quinnen Williams in silver and black has already captured the imagination of Raiders fans and NFL observers alike, making this one of the most talked-about potential moves of the season. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.